I feel like a lot of people think like if you hit it far, like a lot of amateurs, like of all ages, of all genders, like they like to, think that, like if you hit it far, you want to hit it from the back tees, like from the tips, like you all like, macho, but like just because you hit it far, just because you're playing from the tips doesn't mean you're gonna play well or you're gonna score really well. And just because you're playing from the red tees doesn't mean you're gonna score well either. Like you have to play your game, like you have to adjust to all the different aspects of like the yardages and everything. So yeah, like what I did was, like you said, even though I hit it pretty far, and let's say I was supposed to be playing from like the white or gold tees, like if I were preparing for a tournament, but I'd
Yeah.
like to play from, like the red tees where it's probably like 5,400 or something. I'm having like wedge into every hole. It just really helped me practice my short game too, like wedge shots, which is really important. Golf isn't all about the long game; it's about the short game, and yeah, it just helped me with shots under 100 yards and stuff like that. And then you kind of expect yourself to make a lot of birdies because they're all like, wedge shots, and like you should be sticking it to the pin every shot, but it's not like that all the time.
Yeah.
So when I'm playing from the red tees, like I want to make a lot of birdies, but it doesn't mean you're exempt from mistakes or anything. So it just really helped me score, and it like builds your confidence too, because like I mean, playing from the red tees compared to the gold tees, like you're definitely going to shoot lower, most likely. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
so like if I shot like 7 or 8 under, like you just feel better about yourself too. It's like, oh, I had a good score. I mean, even though it's
Yeah.
short, it's still a score. So
Yeah.
kind of just builds your confidence, and then you just carry that over to like maybe like I do that a few days, and then I'll go back to like the white or gold tees and play like tournament yardages, and it just kind of made me feel more comfortable with like short shots and that confidence that you build knowing that you played really well from those short areas. So it
Yeah.
just was like confidence building, and also just wedge shot practice.
Yeah. I love that
Mm-hmm.
because one of the things that, that whole process of playing up front and putting your ego to the side, what it
Mm-hmm.
helps is you just get to practice your wedge shots and you practice your short game. It forces you to, and you know how important it is, especially playing on tour now.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you said an interesting thing about expectations. It's like when you're playing up on the red tees and you expect yourself to make birdies, but you and I worked on this a lot. Like we talk about expectations a lot. How do you deal with expectations? Like if you are facing a really easy par five or an easy hole that you're expecting yourself to score well on,
Mm-hmm.
like how did you deal with expectations with those situations, and how are you dealing with that now when it comes to expectations?
Mm-hmm. I feel like during when I'm playing, and just there's like so much to expectations, like not only your golf game, but everything outside of it and results and everything. It's like all these little moments during your round too that you have all these expectations, but also after the round. But um for when I'm like you said, for par fives, like something like for par fives for me, like as a longer hitter, it's like, oh, that's like a hole I should really birdie, and it's like where I should take advantage of. I still have that. Actually, it's been less actually when I played last few weeks ago. Like I haven't really
Yeah.
thought too much about that. So I kind of focus more on like more than like what you want, like more than like results orientated. You kind of think about like the process, like really just taking each hole like shot by shot and really not thinking about the score. Like for par fives, actually, like a positive that I had for a few weeks ago, even though it wasn't my best like result or start, like a really good positive that I had was that I actually birdied a lot of par fives that week, the second week of the whole stretch. Like I birdied,
Yeah.
I think like 10 out of the 16. Actually, I don't know, but like I birdied a lot of par fives, which is like a
Yeah.
really good, like a positive for me, because I tend to make a lot of mistakes or not take advantage of par fives, was
Yeah.
what I was doing last year. So that was a big positive for me, and like something that I didn't even realize it. And I was just thinking, like when I was on the course, like I had no like, oh, I have to birdie this hole, like this is such an easy hole for me or whatever. Like it was just I took it shot by shot, and it just ended up scoring well. I ended up getting a birdie without thinking like I have to do it because it's easy. But yeah, and then it just like those small things, like just focusing on every shot, like the drive, the second shot, the third shot, the putt, like without any other expectations, like it just small things led up to like a really positive result. So it was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.